stop meeting like this, and then by the fifth time it's just awkward, isn't it? Hello everyone, welcome to another disused railway explorer. I'm actually down in sunny Devon. I wouldn't have thought it on the drive down though. I've driven about 5 hours down here, and I just went through pouring rain the entire time, but now I'm here, sun's out and it's absolutely lovely. I'm by the side of what was the Mortonhampstead and South Devon Railway. It left the main line at Newton Abbot, ended up through Bovey Tracey and then on to Mortonhampstead. Now the bit north of Bovey Tracey, that's called the Ray Valley Trail, that's a walkway now. South of Bovey Tracey, which is where I'm stood, that remained open up until about 1970 for goods, when the rest of the line was gone in 1959. This section then reopened in 2011 to provide timber up to Wales, but they've closed that bit now as well. There is a big petition though to try and get the whole railway reopened, so we'll see what happens with that. But I'm going to try and walk south. The rails are still all in place. They are rusted over, so you can tell that, you know, trains haven't come down here for some time. But I'm going to follow the Stover Trail, which is just to the side of it. It goes next to the Stover Canal, because obviously you can't walk on the railway because it's got tracks on it. And I'm coming up now to Teigngrace Station, if I'm saying that right. Teigngrace Station, which is a really nice cafe. So we'll have a look, maybe grab a coffee. Just make out the platform there. So this was the canal, all dried up obviously. As you can see, it's all overgrown now. This is the Stover Trail, it's called. That was the Stover Canal. And this is the Stover Trail, which goes all the way to Newton Abbot. It just follows the length of the line. So what I'll do is I'll stick on this and I'll see, you know, what little bits I can do in and around the railway. See, there's an old lock there. God, look at that old lock gate. Wow. Incredible. That's the old station there. Looking great. So I'm on the path now. I'm off the railway. I mean, to be honest, you could probably blag it. Do you know what I mean? If I jumped onto the track and started walking, then you could probably blag it. I doubt anyone would say anything. Problem is, then I upload it to the internet, and I'm, do you know what I mean? I'm banged to rights, Your Honour. So that's a canal path, and that's, I don't know, the path. I'll follow this for a bit. Just on the edge of Dartmoor. Which for anyone around the world is a gorgeous area around Devon. Just loads of amazing walks and countryside. It's just beautiful. Get a lot of tourists down here, which is why I think they built the railway. Basically, they built it coming out of Newton Abbot up towards Mortonhampstead, which is up towards the edge of Dartmoor. So they've got a lot of walkers and stuff back in the day. I think the railway did like hella well up until the early 50s, and then it just started dropping off. And so in the end, 1959, they went, yeah, we'll do it for passengers. 1964, they went, nah, we'll do it for goods. But they kept this section open up until 1970. There's some photos of one final train of passengers that went from Newton Abbot up to just south of Bovey Tracey in 1970. Some quite cool pictures I found of that. And it was left to rot. And then this bit reopened in 2011. So they started running goods out of Newton Abbot all the way up to basically a place called Hampstead. But now 2015, and they closed that bit. But in 2019, there was quite a big petition to try and get the whole railway reopened. I don't know how they're going to do the bit at Bovey Tracey, because the station is actually still there. It's a heritage centre. But the actual track bed is a dual carriageway, so, do you know what I mean? That's done. So I don't know what they do in terms of that, but guess maybe do it in sections, run a heritage line out of Newton Abbot. Maybe even if it's just up to Teigngrace here, do you know what I mean? Like, you'd get a lot of people, a lot of walkers. People like myself, like if I had the choice, I'd be on a train, obviously. Stover Canal Trust, 1792. Wow, let's have a look at this then. This looks awesome. I don't even know what that is, but it looks old. So your canal connoisseurs will probably be shouting at the screen now. What do you mean you don't know what it is? And just through there is the railway. Just see the tracks just through there. Feels like it's going to rain. It's looking a bit grim, but let's hope it holds out. I don't know if this is a myth or not, but I was always told that if cows are laying down, it's about to start peeing it down. And at the moment, it feels very much like there's some truth in that old wives' tale. I'm going to walk as much as I can until the heavens open. To be honest, it's a bit of a bonus anyway, because I wasn't supposed to be walking today. I was supposed to just be driving down and meeting my mate Tol from work, but I got down there a bit earlier. I thought I'd do it in a oneer. Like I say, it's like hours and hours. So by the time I got to this old railway, I was holding myself, running for a toilet. Which is never a good look. In the countryside, grabbing your crotch, you know what I mean? People can read into that. It's just countryside as far as the eye can see. But I'm not that far out of town, you know. Like, I've got Newton Abbot in that direction, that's not a small place. And then I've got Bovey Tracey in that direction, that's not a small place. And I'm probably only a mile and a half from either of them, and just feel like I'm in the wilderness. So when the railway first opened, it was broad gauge, which is like 7 and a bit foot wide track. Standard gauge is like 4.5 foot, I think. So it's quite a massive difference. And yeah, they had to standardise it all. So they had to replace all the track on the line so that it would fit in, obviously, with the rest of the network. And they did that. It took them 30 hours. Which ain't bad, is it? To completely replace the track on a railway, 30 hours. It's not bad going. And that was, you know, men doing it by hand. You know, they didn't obviously have any of these like track laying engines, trains and stuff they got now. A couple of wood pigeons just chilling. Just chilling. How you doing, Pidge? Oh, gone. I've come back next to the canal because I'm under trees now because it started raining, which is annoying. Coming up to a road as well, so I'll see what the bridge looks like. I'll take a look. Okay, so I'm going to come up onto the road so I don't get run over. Right, so this bridge, look both ways, is the canal bridge. Without a canal. And then there's also a railway crossing. Go. See, something was there. Don't know what it was. Sidings, I guess. Going back that way towards Bovey Tracey. I'm doing my best not to get run over here. Okay, so I'm here. Well, I suppose you're here too, aren't you? So I'm going to get up to where I've just been, actually, and follow the railway, because I didn't know if I was supposed to go there. Jetty Marsh Basin. He was Leeds United manager, I think, wasn't he? Jetty Marsh. Okay. So I've come back onto the road, past the railway again, and then I've done a left. So I've actually got the railway to my left now. I'm just, the two paths split, like one follows the canal and then one follows the railway, so obviously I'm going to choose that because I know it's going to Newton Abbot. Alright, some of these cows are stood up, so that gives me a little bit more optimism. Guy with the drill didn't get the memo. Filming, mate. It's become a really nice little sort of wooded path now, although I think my hay fever's going to be enjoying it by the end of the day. Railway's just through there, just through those trees. Railway was built in 1866 because of an Act of Parliament passed in 1862 which allowed them to build the railway. The whole idea for the railway came from a bunch of local fellas with a few quid meeting in the Globe pub in Newton Abbot and saying, "What do you reckon, boys? Yeah, let's build a railway." I'm assuming they have sort of, you know, financial incentives. I doubt they did it for a laugh. To connect this little bit just on the edge of Dartmoor to the main line. It's funny how, you know, because they're talking about reopening it. So many of these lines now they're talking about reopening. Because, you know, a lot of people don't go abroad anymore. You know, they want a holiday in the UK because, you know, the UK is a beautiful place. And so these villages and stuff that are kind of a little bit sort of locked away from the network are now kind of, you know, wanting to be reconnected again. Here we go, I'm back next to the track now. So there's the track there. I'm just following alongside it. If there's any sections that I can kind of jump on and get a closer look, I'll do it. Oh, man. Weather, don't know what it's doing today. It's drunk, I reckon. Sun's out now. Oh, just blinded you. It's just dawned on me that I've been calling it Bovey Tracey, and I don't actually know if that's what it's called. It could be Bovey, couldn't it? It wouldn't be a walking video if I wasn't mispronouncing places. There's a little stream going under the line there. All the buildings and the bridges and infrastructure, I like the word infrastructure, all the infrastructure all looks uniform because the stone came from a quarry like literally just around the corner. So it's quite distinctive because it's local. Which makes sense because it's heavy, innit? Right, I've snuck off the path to see this. I don't know what this is, but that's something from communist Russia, isn't it? No idea what this was. I'll have to have a look. Steps. Some steps. I'm just going to go through the... Oh, right. Yeah, no idea what this was. I was hoping I'd be able to get to the railway from here, but people are having a barbecue. There's the railway up there. When I saw the gap, I was thinking, oh, I can get in and on the railway, but I was wrong. Just don't know what this was. I'll have a search. There's the canal there. So that's come back and joined the railway again, so it could be canal related. Right, I'll get out of this place now before I end up being in the next Blair Witch project. The path seems to be going up a little bit, so I'm wondering if it's going to go up and maybe go over the railway, or at least get closer to it, I hope, because I feel like I'm not getting that much railway experience, to be honest. Oh man, not far out of Newton Abbot now. In fact, I think I'm just coming into Newton Abbot. I'm looking forward to seeing my mate Toe in a bit. When he finishes work, gonna go and have a pint. We went to school together and played in punk bands together and stuff. We go way back, but he's odd father to my eldest, but he's moved down this way, which is great for him. It's amazing around here. It's just further from me. I'm not going to take it personally. So, coming into Newton Abbot, I'm not sure what this is here. It's almost looks like a fortification, but I don't think it is. I'm guessing it's probably to stop flooding, actually, because you've got the river. So I'm guessing maybe in it's liable to flooding. In which case this should help a little bit. I'm too hot in a jumper, but I'm too cold without it. It's like a bipolar weather day today. When it's nice, it is lovely though. Oh, I found the railway. Because I had to come off it. Like, I say off it, I've not been on it, have I? But I had to come further away from it to go around a little sort of reservoir lake thing, but now looks like I'm walking back towards it. Hey doggy. How you doing, mate? Here we go. There's the railway, look. I'll get up. There ain't going to be a train coming. There ain't been one for 8 years. And if there was, it could do with some ballast work, couldn't it? I'm not sure I'd want to be riding on that. Here we go. Feels a bit stand by me, this. I'm going to walk for a little bit. Just so I can say I've been on the tracks. I've got plausible deniability because there wasn't a sign back there saying not to. That's how it works now, isn't it? That sort of whole nanny state thing. If you didn't tell me not to put my fingers in the plug socket, then, do you know what I mean? It's your fault, really. The wind's a bit brutal. But I can hear, I can't hear anything, I can just hear wind. Now I've come onto the track, I can't find a way to get off it. Other than going right back on myself, I don't really want to do that. I'll get around this corner and I'll see what it opens up to. Because I can hear loads of cars now, I can hear main roads. So I feel like I'm probably as close to the end of the line really, because obviously it then joins the main line. And that I'm not going to mess about with. Let's have a look. There's a little side in there as well, look. I ain't arguing with them, I'm wearing shorts. I don't care what anyone says. You can see through there, it goes from one siding to two sidings. It looks like some kind of loading platform maybe. Have a look and see what the map says. I must be getting close to Newton Abbot now, because they've actually got what looks like a couple of sleepers down. So I don't know if the trains still kind of shunt out or not. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. End of the line. Telephone the signalman. Thou shalt not pass. It's just starting to rain at the time this well. I'm not sure what the drone footage looks like over Newton Abbot station because I lost signal. Ironically, given I'm going over a junction. But I was, coming in, I could see the station. I was thinking, this looks great. And then the drone went, nah, not tonight, Henry, I'm off. And sort of turned itself around and came home, which is good because, you know, I didn't lose it, but I'm not sure what footage I got. So, be a surprise for both of us, wouldn't it? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Walking the old Mortonhampstead and South Devon line, just south of Bovey Tracey down towards Newton Abbot. As always, comment, like, subscribe if you want. It's YouTube, that's what you're supposed to do, innit? And I'll see you next time. See you later.